champs, the Spurs trying to dethrone them. So who needs to do what and what happens if they don't? We've got the answers to those questions and more courtesy of our Cold Pizza NBA contributors, Derek Harper joining us from Dallas and Jalen Rose, who is in San Antonio. Guys, I want you to finish these sentences for me. Jalen, we start with you. The Pistons will defend their title if?
The Pistons will defend their title if they can find a way to keep Tim Duncan from playing like himself. They can frustrate him on both ends of the court. If Rasheed Wallace can check him one-on-one, if Ben Wallace can play like he's capable of playing, being a defensive player of the year MVP. And, you know, Tim Duncan is a tough animal to tackle, but he's the guy that's going to be the key if the Pistons are going to find a way to win this series.
Derek, on the flip side, the Spurs will win the title if?
And I'm going to say if they get solid guard play, especially the point guard position. Tony Parker, I think, will be forced, number one, to knock down some outside shots. And the way the Pistons use Chauncey Billups on the block, he'll be forced to play solid defense down there, which could be a problem for the Spurs and Tony Parker.
We go back to the Pistons now. Jalen, the Pistons will struggle if?
The Pistons will struggle if these series games go into the hundreds. As great an offensive team as Detroit can be on given nights, they have just as much trouble scoring sometimes. They want to play a game around 85, 90 points and find a way to win. If both teams get into the hundreds, that's not playing to Detroit's strength. And if we see Darko Milicic take off his warm-ups, Detroit's definitely going to struggle.
That doesn't happen, does it? Derek, the Spurs will struggle if?
I think the Spurs will struggle if they allow Rasheed Wallace to score 20 or more points. Obviously, when this guy scores 20 or more points, the Pistons tend to win. I think he's been the big difference this time of the year for the Detroit Pistons. So they have to contain him and not let him find his rhythm.
Derek, I start with you with the ultimate question, at least for tonight, who wins and why?
Yeah, I think game one, I'm going to go with the Spurs. The Pistons are coming off a very emotional series against the Miami Heat, so I think it's going to take them a little time to get their feet under them. And the Spurs are rested. I think practicing against yourselves sort of gives you a goofy feeling. So now that you have some new blood, some new meat to go attack, I think the Spurs will come out with their fans being into it and really jump off to a 1-0 lead.
Jalen?
I agree. Tonight I'm taking San Antonio as well. Detroit's coming off 2 7-game grueling series, one versus Indiana, one versus Miami Heat. San Antonio team is well rested. Their fans are going to be into the game, and I feel like game one will go to San Antonio.
And just to refresh people in case they haven't been watching us all week, Jalen, you're picking in the series the Spurs, is that right?
Yes, as much as I'm a hometown Detroiter, I feel like the Spurs will find a way to get it in 6.
Come on, Jay, get to it, man. You're picking the Spurs, man. You don't have to.
Yes, I am. I'm picking the Spurs in 6. I'm picking the Spurs in 6.
Good, man. I'm going to take them in 7 myself, Dana. And I think home court advantage is going to be the key and the inability of the Pistons to score consistently.
All right, I'm going to have to let you go. But, Derek, I think Jalen actually has more confidence in the Spurs than you do. And you know, you're in Texas, so you can argue that one tomorrow.
You're right. I'm in Dallas, Texas, though.
That's true. That is true.
He's going to get me killed when I go home.
We'll send some bodyguards for you. Guys, thank you.
Thank you.